Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no-politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Hello, West Virginia. We're back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Thursday, March 5th, 2026. Metro News Hotline comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. Coop, this is a very odd situation for you and I.
It is a little weird.
Well, so you did the last hour of midday.
True.
And then I came on at the last.
You were my guest.
The brief segment.
Yes.
And then it was like we were swapping out NASCAR drivers or whatever. You know, we got to
it goes very quick.
Got to the top of the hour. You got back to your normal spot, and I got back to my normal spot, and so here we go. We'll do our regular thing.
The most surreal moment...
And Ryan is in his normal spot.
He's in his normal spot. My most surreal moment in radio may have been 7 or 8 years ago when you took your hiatus from the program, but still came in as a guest once a week. And then Steve Bishop, who was hosting the program, would go on vacation, and so occasionally you would come in and be my guest as I was filling in for Steve.
That's right.
And that was always very strange.
You know what? It's fun being a guest.
Oh, yes. It's much more fun being a guest than it is being the one doing the hosting.
It's much more fun being a guest because there's no rules.
You just riff, man.
You just riff,
yeah.
And it's your job, the host, or you were the host 10 minutes ago.
Right.
As it's your job to make sure that you keep the guest under control and keep the thing going down the road.
Absolutely. It's not your responsibility at that point. It's mine.
Yeah, it's funny, too, because when you're a guest, you can say something. Hey, you know it's happened to me today, blah, blah, blah. And the host has absolutely no idea what you're going to say.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's that moment of anticipation and dread at
the
same time.
So let me pop quiz. What guest of ours gives you the most hesitation when they say, okay, I got a story for you?
It's got to be me, right?
Oh, you know what? It probably is you.
I was going to say Brandon Lang.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're not always sure if Brandons are safe for the radio.
Yeah, that's right. His best stuff is like when you set him up, right? When he calls in.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, when he calls in, it's like in a moment, right?
Correct. Right.
Because his batting average is probably around 75%.
Somebody wins an office pool when he makes slot.
But he'll tell you a story before he comes on the air with me.
Yeah.
And then you'll share that story off the air, and we'll both laugh about it.
And then some of them, I'm like, you can't ask him about it though, or I'll say he wants you to ask him about this.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're getting a little peek, folks, behind the curtain of how radio works sometimes, where you have guests that the level of engagement of their enjoyment of being with you depends on whether or not you ask them about their certain projects.
Yeah. With Brandon, you just have to ask him about the Tiger Woods, because I have never heard anybody speak so poorly of another individual before in my life as much as he dislikes Tiger Woods.
Hey, you know what, though? I mean, for some people, Tiger Woods is like a polarizing figure.
Well, he knows him personally, so like he's been to his house, and so that's part of the issue, I think.
Yeah. So how did it go today with midday?
Oh man, it was fine. It was a good time. Amanda did the heavy lifting. She did the first 2 hours, and she got all that stuff in. I just had to come in for the last hour, and you know me, they were lucky. I was lucky enough to get in for an hour before they took the mic away from me.
Hey, you know what? I'm enjoying looking at the text messages you got in like the last 20 minutes.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
sometimes when I check the text messages, it's all politics, which is fine, but that's really not my lane, so I don't use those.
We did cover politics a little bit, but we also talked about Lou Holtz and in West Virginia towards the end of the program, so those probably came up a bit.
And that's the reason I'm bringing this up, because I saw this one text, and I thought it was pretty interesting. 304-389. Guys, I met Lou Holtz here in Charleston a few years back at a Christian athlete meeting. I walked up to get his autograph, handed him my phone, and put Major Harris on the line with him. First time he had spoken to him since the 1988 National Championship game, and he told Major Harris, who is a friend of mine, reasoning why I had called his cell number. He told Major that if they, being Notre Dame, would have played WVU the best of 3 for that national championship, they would have lost. I think that's pretty interesting. And there is another text message we got when you guys were on together. 304-676. Dave and Coop, what's worse? The 1988 loss to Notre Dame or the 2007 loss to Pitt? And that made me think about a couple of things. First of all, as a fan, and I'm a fan too, right? There are just some losses that you're so emotionally and intellectually tied to a team that your brain just can't process it.
No, I get that.
Your brain can't process it. It's sort of like you have to find ways to figure out why you lost that aren't normal, right? Like the Major Harris injury in this particular game. Last time I checked, though, Major didn't play defense.
Right. Yeah.
That was probably part of the problem.
You know the one play that I remember more than any other from that game? It was this stupid Tony Rice pop-up pass where they ran, I think it was a fake to the fullback, and then he just popped up and just like basically handed it across the line of scrimmage on a little pop pass for a touchdown. I don't know why, but to this day, that play makes me so angry.
You know, I was at that game in Phoenix, and when I think back to the experience of going to that game, it was so odd because I'd basically shot all the other WVU games I'd been in attendance that season from the sidelines. But that game I didn't. So I was basically sitting in the reserve press box for that in the end zone. And it was just a weird feeling to watch that game and not really feel connected to it in any way down on the field.
What was your memories, Ryan, of the 88 game?
What a game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sports ball, yay.
You know, speaking of loss, I've got a story for you.
Speaking of loss.
Yeah.
Speaking of loss, what do you got?
Back in 2019, we lost a good one, you know. The game Poker Night at the Inventory was delisted from Steam, but today it's back.
Okay, so when you say delisted from Steam,
yes,
is Steam where you go to download games?
Yes,
okay.
It's the biggest PC game distributor.
Okay,
and it got delisted, which means you couldn't buy it anymore. People could still keep their copies, but you couldn't purchase a new one.
Why is that? Why do you think?
I think it was a licensing issue.
Okay.
Because it was like a crossover poker game, and you had characters from Team Fortress 2, Sam & Max Freelance Please, Penny Arcade, Strong Bad from Homestar Runner was in there.
Strong Bad?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about him in forever.
Yeah,
wow.
He's in the game, and he's great. And so that's like 4 different franchises you'd have to all have on the same page. And it was released in 2010, got delisted 9 years later, but after 7 grueling years, it's back today. And it's only $10.
Okay.
And you can buy it right now.
Okay, so for example, when you download a game, what is the normal cost?
It depends on the game.
Okay.
Like if it's a new game, a new like AAA title, it's generally it should be $60, but people are pushing it nowadays. It's like, oh, what if we charge $70?
And Steam carries everything, right? So you can get the 99-cent games or free games all the way up through the premium games.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Steam carries a good chunk of the video game library, and of course, there's always going to be like exclusives. Like you can't find a single Nintendo game on there, but it's got a very large swath of games.
So for $10 you get the game, but do you have to spend more money to get like the little extras that make you more likely to win?
No.
Okay.
One time buy. That's it. That's what's great about it. And depending on like what you do in the game, you can earn items in Team Fortress 2. So like people are excited because they finally get to play this game that was delisted just so they can get a Luger morph for their like build in Team Fortress 2. And I'm like, man, I'm just glad the game's back.
I need a Luger morph for whatever that is.
Yeah.
You know, the game is only $10, right? The game is only $10. How much would they have to pay for a commercial that we just gave them?
I was going to ask Ryan if he was being paid endorsement for this.
No, but it's interesting, right?
But you know, if Skunk Ape Games wants to contact me and give me a little kickback, I wouldn't say no.
We wouldn't say no. Yeah, I get that. But is this a thing that's going to go on for a while, or is this like a limited time, hey, come on back in kind of deal?
Given the fact that the delisting was very unpopular, I think it's going to be around for a while.
Wow. So, did you get the game?
Not yet.
Did you buy it?
I've been here the entire time, Dave.
I'm not shining a bright light on you in a small room. I mean, I'm not questioning.
I am
It's a hard-working man there.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm probably gonna buy a copy when I get home, though.
For $10.
Yeah, for just
For
$10.
$10,
That's very good for the quality of game it is, and it's not too complicated. It's just Texas Hold'em. So if you know poker, you can play the game.
So does the average video game player that you know pretty well? Does the average video game player? How many games will they download a year? How many different games? How many different games you got in your system?
It depends on the player, and the library that is available to them. Say someone like Dale Cooper, he has an Xbox Game Pass that gives him access to a bunch of different titles. Is he going to play all of them? No, but if he gets like a cheap copy of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, then of course he's going to play it. But for someone like me personally, I have like the largest video game library available to me, and yet I'm still playing Civilization 5 because I can't stop. But there's also people who like might keep their library of games limited to like 2 or 3 of their favorite games. There's going to be the classic ball and gun gamer that buys the new basketball or the new Call of Duty game each year and then doesn't think critically and probably has like their favorite topping is mayonnaise and stuff.
Go to Applebee's.
Wow.
Just
they
all
go-
kinds of stuff.
They go to
Wow.
they go to Applebee's. They have split custody of their kids.
Hey,
if
man,
they have
listen,
kids.
those are our listeners now you're talking about right there. Okay, that's a pretty interesting question or comment about the Xbox console. So, Coop, you went through this, right? You bought the new console. So did you have to start from scratch in terms of downloading games? Was it a clean slate and you had to start from the beginning again?
I mean, when I signed into my account, anything I'd purchased before, I could re-download if I wanted to, if I purchased it online.
Okay.
Most of the stuff I had, though, was physical media, so I was able to just, if I want to play it, I just put it in like the old days.
What's the oldest game you got?
Oldest game?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't tell exactly which would be the oldest, but Shannon has a whole suite of Xbox 360 games from back in the day, like GoldenEye and stuff like that. I think that was on there.
Nice.
Was that 360? I think that was an Xbox.
The GoldenEye remake was on 360.
Yeah, okay.
yes.
So she had that. That one was pretty old. There's a bunch of classic 360 games that she has.
Hey, what was that phrase you used for people who play ball and gun games?
Ball and gun gamers. Yeah.
That's like
That's the oddest shade term I've
Yeah.
ever heard. That's really interesting.
I mean,
Ball or gun gamers.
That's what it is. It's games that either have balls or guns.
it's,
you know?
it's the hook and bullet community.
Yeah,
to
it
some
sort of
degree.
is.
That's what-
It sort of is. Oh, that's interesting. Beautiful day outside. Beautiful day. 75 degrees. Feeling a little Joe Green. The ball and gun people will probably recognize that.
That's
Brian.
also Coop. That's also Coop number.
Oh, that's
75
right.
was my number. in
Oh,
high
that's
school.
right. Well, it's retired now.
Yeah.
I always thought you were younger than that.
Ah.
Nice. We only have a couple more minutes here before I have to set the question of the day. A couple of really interesting stories. Man, did you see where Myles Garrett got his 9th speeding ticket?
Man, well, when
He's
you're
got
chasing
9.
quarterbacks, man, you got to be fast, I guess.
I know, and TMZ's got a story out there.
Was he with Britney Spears? Were they speeding together?
No, I'm sorry, that's another story,
Yeah.
okay? But Myles Garrett has 9 speeding tickets. He just got another one.
So when do you take a dude's license away?
Well, that's the question.
You or me, we wouldn't have a license
No,
today.
of course not. We wouldn't. No. They're different. It depends on how much, how
The law applies differently depending on how many
Yes.
zeros you have in your bank account.
That's what I was trying to
Yes.
say. That's what I was trying to say. But man, so TMZ's got a video up this afternoon of the cop that wrote him the ticket, and it's a woman, and she gave him a break. He was going over 100 miles an hour, and so she backed it up to the speed that did not require him to go to court physically. So, what?
I mean, okay, thanks for being nice, but at some point, don't these people need to answer to some responsibility?
Apparently not.
Jeez.
Apparently not. So 9 speeding tickets now for Myles Garrett. Hey, great football player.
Yeah,
man.
no
What
doubt.
can you say?
But maybe
He's
he
the
just shouldn't be behind the wheel.
Well, hey man, when you own a car that's like $300,000, he's already had an accident. I mean, he's already had a serious accident. He got pinched for going over 100 miles an hour in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. You think at some point But I mean,
I
when
must
you've
just
got
be getting
so
old.
much money,
I'm just getting old. Whenever I see somebody like flying down the road like that, going like 100 miles an hour, like the thing that I think, I don't care how nice the car is or anything else, the first thing I think is, wow, that is some loser energy. I mean, that's the first thing I think. I guess I'm just getting old.
Remember when AB was going like 100 miles an hour on the day of the game, trying to I don't even think he was trying to even get to the stadium to play for the Steelers.
When you said AB, I thought you meant Amanda Barron, and
No,
I'm like, what?
no.
When did
Me
you
too,
do this?
actually, at first.
No, he's just sort of morphed into the sporty sport talk there. So, but Brittany DUI as well.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah, exactly. What can you say? What can you really say?
It's like whenever she or Lindsay Lohan comes up in the news, as many chances as you try to get them, you're just not surprised.
You know that one guy on early YouTube that did like the Leave Britney Alone video? That guy actually had like a lot of foresight because, maybe we should just leave her alone.
You know what? When you go back to like the classic YouTube videos, that one's got to be there. But obviously, that dude had other issues besides Britney, right? He was acting out with something else.
I don't know. I think he turned out pretty well.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he's a stable person.
You do?
I think so.
You think like
I actually
setting up a camera and screaming about Britney Spears for like
Dude,
10 minutes is a good idea?
It was the early.
That's normal behavior?
It was the early internet, dude. He was passionate.
I mean, if he was chinging the clicks on that channel, ching 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 ching. I mean, you can scream about whatever you want if you're getting the engagement.
Although I think that was the age before YouTube monetization, so like they would probably be getting pennies on the dollar.
That's probably right. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was quite the video. Yeah, leave Britney alone.
I was always partial to Chocolate Rain.
Chocolate Rain.
That's not how it sounded at all.
Let's get the question of the day out there, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. A warm day like today, 75 degrees out there, feeling a little Joe Greenish. A sunny day like today reminds us that spring will be here soon, and for some of us, that means spring cleaning. But a new survey finds that 80% of us have at least one cleaning black hole in our homes, an area that seems to be impossible to consistently keep clean or organized. Common cleaning black holes include closets, garages, basements. When asked why cleaning black holes exist, 34% said they feel too overwhelmed or distracted to tackle them. 32% said their space is too small. 19% blame someone else in the household, causing too many messes. 88% said they had at least one junk drawer. 49% say they have a laundry chair where dirty clothes seem to land. 30% have a paper file that needs to be sorted. 24% have a junk bowl or a junk dish or 4 extra sets of keys or other items. So here's the question of the day. And it is sponsored by Salango Law. Where is the cleaning black hole at your home or apartment? Where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? To respond, text those in 304-TALK, 304-304-8255, 304. Tweet me, I'm at Weekly, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. Coop, I think the thing I really liked about this list was the laundry chair. The one chair in the house where it's like nobody ever sits in it. It's always just got shirts and pants and whatever just kind of thrown on it.
This is a very triggering question for me. Because,
really?
Because I'm kind of an organizational neat freak when it comes to stuff like that, and my wife and daughter are not. And yeah, like. Sometimes I walk in the house and I immediately just start putting stuff up. Like I can't help it. I have to start putting stuff up. But I have one of those chairs, and like my goal is always to have that chair clear. It's like, wouldn't it be nice, family, if somebody could sit in this chair? And wouldn't that be great? So let's get everything that's on this chair, like jackets and food and whatever else, and move it to where it's supposed to go, and then we can use the chair.
Here's the thing, also. And this happens in my marriage sometimes when I will come into a room and there will be something that's on the floor or whatever, and I will pick it up. And Linda will see that, and she'll think that that's like a comment on her.
Oh,
you know?
No, that's
not
just your home. That's not just your home.
It's not just my place, right? So
I was going to get that. No judgment. It's in my way.
I'm just picking it up, okay? Just leave a guy alone. I'm just picking this thing up. So the question of the day is, where's the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, apparently we'll have more. That's the plan anyway. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Listen, I'm a West Virginian through and through.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment. Live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! New year, new truck. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kurtzville. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
The Mountain East Conference men's and women's basketball tournament returns to Wheeling from March 4th through the 8th. West Banco Arena will serve as the host of one of the nation's premier basketball leagues, featuring one of the highest scoring conferences in America. Action begins on Wednesday, March the 4th, and concludes on Sunday, when two champions will be crowned. For advance tickets, go to westbancoarena.com. Visit mountaineast.org for tournament information. The 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships, presented by the Health Plan.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
Presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. The House of Delegates goes back into floor session next hour at the Capitol, and they're expected to pass the state's budget bill. The state Senate passed a compromise plan earlier today on a 30-3 vote. Senate Finance Committee Chairman Jason Barrett says the 10% cut in income taxes is not part of this budget. He says the House would not agree to it, so it'll be a 5% cut.
I don't believe 10 will happen. I don't want to I don't want to speak for the House of Delegates, but I think it's been very clear that 10% is not a place that they feel comfortable going at this point.
If the House agrees to the budget plan today, and they're expected to in their floor session next hour, that would give the governor 5 days after he receives it to decide to do what with the budget he wants. He could line item veto some of that, but then lawmakers would have time to override some of those line item vetoes before the end of the 60-day session, which is scheduled a week from Saturday. You can follow it all at WVMetroNews.com. Some West Virginia airmen are coming home today. They've been deployed overseas for the last 3 months. Jaden Walker's husband is one of them. They're newlyweds. She says she's glad to have him home.
We already have a party for Christmas, his birthday, Valentine's Day, his dad's 50th, his brother's 21st. We already have it set for the weekend.
Returning to the Charleston Air Base today. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. Events are changing rapidly in the war with Iran, and the outcome of the fight is uncertain. It can be hard to know from day to day, even hour to hour, just what to know about this critical moment in our history. So join me and my guest this coming Monday for a special edition of the second hour of Talkline from 11 to 12, and together we'll try to better understand this seminal event and what it means for our country and our world. That's the second hour of Talkline, 11 to 12 Monday on these Metro News radio stations.
Who are the toughest men and women in the area? Miller Lite, Coors Light, Modelo, 84 Lumber, Dutch Miller Auto Group, Huntington Drum, Wilson Welding, Fitness World, Pritchard Lawn Care, All Tech Environmental and Construction, and PAMS present the 38th Annual Tough Man Contest, coming this Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. to the Cam Henderson Center at Marshall University. It's Tough Man this Friday and Saturday at the Cam Henderson Center. Tickets at WVToughman.com or at the Marshall box office.
The trial for a Harrison County Schools teacher's aide accused of sexually abusing a first grader has been moved to August. Victor Chest accused of misconduct with a 7-year-old girl at Northview Elementary School, first charged in May 2024. New trial date in that case, August 17th. Temperatures are already into the 70s in several areas of West Virginia today, and those highs expected to rise to about 80 degrees in some areas tomorrow, and that would break record highs for this date. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
It's 2 hours of sports conversation to wrap up your weekend. It's the CityNet Sunday Night Sports Line. Hey, this is Travis Jones. Join myself and Greg Hunter every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 o'clock as we wrap up the sports weekend. We talk Mountaineers, high school, Mountain East Conference, and the latest in the national scene. The Sunday Sports Line is listener interactive. You can call or text the show at 304-TALK-304. It's a perfect weekend sports wrap-up on your favorite Metro News affiliate, or watch the show at WVMetroNews.com. All
right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Germain Lussier from Gizmodo.com is going to join me here in just a minute. Man, we're starting to get some really good responses to our question of the day. We're going to reset that in just a sec. A little bit later on in this half hour, Matt Harris from Huntington Bank's going to be here. So we'll do some money minutes. That's always good. And, man, what a day to have him on. The Dow's down about 900 points. NASDAQ is getting crushed, too. Oil prices, gasoline prices are rocketing higher. Good day to have him on. We're going to have Amy Smith on, too, at 5 o'clock to talk about your stocks. But anyway, quick reset of our question of the day. Spring cleaning is coming up for many of us, but 80% in a new survey say they have at least one cleaning black hole, an area that's nearly impossible to keep clean or organized. So here's the hotline question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. Where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? Where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? By the way, no judgment here, okay? No judgment here. I just want to know. It's kind of a funny subject, and we're getting a ton of response to this question of the day.
And we have a update from Chris Lawrence. We have a traffic situation in Putnam County that's fairly bad, and Chris is live on the scene.
Let's get him there. Chris, what's going on? What's happening?
Hey, good afternoon, Dave. There was an accident a little bit after 3 o'clock on Interstate 64, eastbound lanes just east of the Hurricane exit. 2 cars involved. As I rolled up on it, it had just happened, and one car was up against the median wall and was on fire. They have the interstate eastbound shut down, and it looks like traffic is backed up from Hurricane as far as I can see. A lot of cars are exiting the Hurricane, but if you're past that Hurricane exit, you're probably going to be sitting there a while. And if you are wanting to get on Interstate 64, the on-ramp at Hurricane is closed you might want to go on up to Tays Valley if you're heading toward Charleston. If you're going eastbound out of Hurricane, you'll want to get on up at Tays Valley. So pretty bad accident that they're cleaning up right now, and a large presence of law enforcement around when it occurred. So there's probably more to it that we'll learn throughout the afternoon.
Chris, thanks for the report. I appreciate it. Be safe out there, buddy.
Sure thing, man.
And we'll catch him. We'll catch him tomorrow on the morning news. By the way, Coop, you've got Ryan on the traffic beat today, right? So his traffic reports will start coming up in about 25 minutes or so locally. All right, Germain Lussier from Gizmodo.com joins me now. He doesn't have to worry too much about traffic today, hopefully. Germain, how you doing out there in California?
Doing well because I'm home and not in traffic.
That a boy. Hey, I wanted to ask you about Zootopia 2. So it's coming out. When are we going to be able to see that on a streaming service?
I believe it is the 11th, so next week. Yeah.
Okay.
Disney Plus.
So, Coop, you're pretty excited about that?
Yeah, this is one for my daughter. I've been holding off buying it for like $20 for us to stream at home, waiting for it to get free on one of the streaming services, and I knew it was going to be soon.
Hey, let me ask you, Germain, was this a surprise hit? I mean, it's big, right? It was a big winner.
It was a big winner. It was, it was biggest movie of the year domestically and the second or third biggest movie of the year internationally too. But I think it was a surprise that it was such a big hit. I think just something with like animals and culture hit differently overseas, where even though it did like $425 million in the United States, which is crazy good, it did like $1.2 billion overseas. So like, yeah, they expected it to be a hit, but I don't think anybody expected it to be as big a hit.
You know what? And I read your article, and I remember when the numbers came out that Zootopia 2 passed Minecraft in terms of massive amounts of money that it made. That kind of tells you where we are movie-wise in 2026.
Yeah, and that was that's 1 and 2, and number 3 was Lilo and Stitch, and number 4 was Avatar. 3 of those from Disney, 4 of them very, very specifically aimed at younger audiences. And so, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think that definitely shows a trend that, younger people do watch stuff on the internet and on their phones. But if you put something out in theaters that they want to see or that parents can bring them to, they're going to turn out.
Since streaming services have evolved over the last few years, there was always that question of when would these movies be available once they would leave the traditional theaters? What's the latest on that? I mean, has that sort of settled down? Is there now kind of a template for when a successful movie will become available on a streaming service after it leaves the theater?
No, it's still pretty up in the air. I mean, I think this came to light a little bit with the whole Warner Brothers, Netflix, Paramount stuff, where they were kept saying, like, these other companies are going to say, we're going to keep Warner Brothers things in theater for 45 days. But that was in theaters. But then there was also the premium thing, like Dale had mentioned, $20. You could have rented Zootopia 2 for the last year, probably month or so. And I think, it depends on the studio. It depends on the movie. A lot of times, Universal in particular, if they do release a movie that doesn't do well, you'll get it on the premium on demand like 2 weeks after. Like, it's pretty crazy. So, there is no industry standard of that at all at this point, still, after like a decade.
You know what? Our time in this segment is cut a little bit because we had some breaking news about traffic. I think you heard that when you were on hold. But I did have a couple of quick questions I wanted to ask you. I mean, you're in L.A., you follow this industry. What has been the reaction to the news that Paramount and Skydance have won the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery?
I mean, it's pretty varied. I think it's scary that, a company that, may have ties with the current administration could be in control of another big organization that controls news. I don't like seeing one person or one kind of ideology control all the news. On the other hand, from a purely business standpoint, I think a lot of people are a little bit better with it because Paramount is a theatrical distribution company. So there was no kind of real streaming, worries like there was with Netflix. So it's definitely incredibly complex and scary no matter what, though.
I also wanted to ask you about Scream 7. I mean, the reviews on the film have been kind of mixed, and you've got a story at Gizmodo.com about an alternate ending. What's that about?
Well, I can't really say. I don't want to spoil it, okay. But I will say that, something that is left not left vague in the film regards to another character. They shot something that made it much more definitive. And then when they tested it, audiences didn't buy it. I'm surprised audiences bought anything in the film. I am a huge fan and absolutely despised it, everything about it. And so I thought it was interesting that they made this change and listened to the audiences, but I can't imagine a lot of audiences, loving that film because, wow, what a disappointment for me.
So, movie studios test audiences and they test endings. This separate alternative ending for Scream 7, will we eventually have access to it? Will we see it?
A lot of times you do. I don't think this one will, just because it does. It's mentioning its existence is one thing, but putting it out there for people to see would kind of change where future films might be able to go. I think just kind of, the fact he probably shouldn't have mentioned it at all, to be quite honest, but that the director did mention it. I think people can imagine it and maybe it'll play into another movie, but I would doubt. I think this is a little too crazy for them to reveal.
By the way, we really don't have time to get into it, but I really like the piece that you wrote about Pixar's downstreak was just a myth. I thought that was a really good angle that you took on this article about some things that were happening, like COVID impacted some of the ways we feel about Pixar, and they were on such a major role. Anyway, it's a really good article. If you follow me on X, I'll link it in the break. Germain, thanks for joining us today. I do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Go see Hoppers. Bye-bye.
All right, we'll take a quick break and come back with Money Minutes. Matt Harris is going to join us next.
Starting March 10th, Metro News brings you the 2026 West Virginia SSAC High School Basketball Championships presented by Chick-fil-A.
First title for Spring Mills and boys basketball.
The best teams in the state will once again meet at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center to compete for the title in their respective classes. The girls' tournament runs March 10th through 14th.
Hey, man, how you doing, man?
The boys play March 17th through the 21st.
All
the games on the Metro News Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com.
Sound good? Everything sound good on your
You'll
end?
also find up-to-the-minute scoring, stats and brackets, the latest tournament news, and game recaps.
Thank you, man.
Also,
Appreciate it.
you
I'm going
can
to put you
watch
back on
the
hold. We'll
live
get to you in
HD video
about
streams of
3
the
minutes.
Class Championships both Saturdays on Metro News Television.
The luck and skill of the Irish, they win the AA championship.
The 2026 West Virginia SSAC State High School Basketball Championships beginning March 10th. Presented by Chick-fil-A. Exclusively on Metro News, the voice of high school basketball in West Virginia.
Worried about paying for college? Metro News is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
Metro News Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
efforts to build a stronger West Virginia. The High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
The Mountain East Conference men's and women's basketball tournament returns to Wheeling from March 4th through the 8th. West Banco Arena will serve as the host of one of the nation's premier basketball leagues, featuring one of the highest scoring conferences in America. Action begins on Wednesday, March the 4th, and concludes on Sunday, when 2 champions will be crowned. For advance tickets, go to westbancoarena.com. Visit mountaineast.org for tournament information. The 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships, presented by the Health Plan.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
All right, welcome back to the show. About 13 minutes till the hour. Hey, this is one of my favorite segments, Money Minutes. Matt Harris joins us from Huntington Bank to talk about the financial markets and how Huntington Bank can make more money for you. How you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing well, Dave. How are you doing today?
I am fine. You know what? I apologize for having you on a day when the Dow is down almost 900 points and S&P and NASDAQ are following suit. Where should we start today? Maybe the simplest place to start might be with gas prices. Oil now north of 80. A lot of people think that this may be going to $100 a barrel or maybe beyond. As an investor, how should we look at this situation?
Yeah, well, so first off, I've been looking forward to this segment all week. At Huntington, we are very proactive in reaching out to our clients in times of volatility, and that's what we're seeing now. So we've been doing that all week, and I'm here to share some of our thoughts. So to start with your first question about gas, yeah, so oil and energy, they're moving exactly like we would expect them to move whenever there's uncertainty and or conflict in the Middle East. Just today, prices are reacting to the continued closure of the Strait of Hormuz. That's a narrow waterway in the Middle East that's responsible for the transportation of about 20% of global consumption of oil. And so as that closure continues, prices are going to be moving higher, and one would expect that there is, a serious concern that, the world could face an oil shortage. And oil is used in the production of so many products that, elevated oil and energy cost for the market's sake, why they're important is that, one, they're going to put a pinch. If prices remain elevated, that's going to put a pinch on an already pressured consumer. That pinch is an inflationary stressor, and that inflationary stressor could force the Fed to keep interest rates higher for longer rather than, on their continued path of cutting, which we expected coming into 2026. So those higher interest rates then put pressure on company earnings, which is going to be why it's very important that the duration of this conflict is critical. And you could see, that it's going to cause markets to reassess the health of the economy if it continues when we had a fairly strong economy coming into 2026.
All right. So on a day like this where the Dow is down 1,000 points, should we be looking to buy here? I mean, the play during the bull market has been to buy the dips, and it's basically worked out very well every time we've done that.
Yeah. So, duration, I'm going to go back to duration of this conflict is going to be key to whether buying the dip is successful. So, when we look back, 6 of the last 9 conflicts, the S&P 500 had a positive 1-year return following 6 of those 9. Again, that's why duration is going to be determined. It's why it's so important. That's a fairly optimistic statistic. And so the three that did not result in positive returns were one, the year following the events of 9/11 and the war in Afghanistan. And those two were kind of grouped together because they occurred simultaneously. And then also after the 1 year following the onset of the Russia-Ukraine conflict in 2022. So those were the three times in history, and of the most recent 9 where the markets were not positive 1 year following the onset of those events. But it's important to note that those three that did not have positive returns, well, think of what the economy was, the shape of the economy during those times. 9/11 occurred when the economy was still grasping with the fallout from the tech crash in the early 2000s. And then just recently in 2022, we were battling inflation of 9+%. So both instances, or all three instances, we didn't have the healthy economy like we do today. So that's encouraging. But again, the duration of this conflict is going to be the key.
Just talking about oil a little bit more, that, when you take a look at the last two situations where the United States was involved in the Middle East, after the conflict was resolved one way or another, man, oil prices just sold off dramatically. And a lot of people think that once this situation ends, we could be looking at oil maybe in the 40s, and that would be a dramatic fall. That would be like a 50% haircut from where we are now.
Yeah, that's a very strong possibility. And the longer elevated oil prices remain, it's gonna really reshape the economy for the duration of this conflict. Yeah.
Also, a couple of other things where when the conflict broke out, there was a big rush back into gold, right? I mean, so gold prices continue to be around $5,000 an ounce. Silver is following suit. For individual investors, is it too late to get involved in commodities? And I sent you a note about Coinbase too. Coinbase was up about 15% yesterday. The president was making some positive comments about digital assets. What are your thoughts on commodities and digital assets here?
Yeah, so if you're sitting on cash, and so right now, Huntington, from a digital asset standpoint, and even from a commodity standpoint, so to speak, we don't have investments in those directly. So I'll kind of maybe shape this towards, if an investor is sitting in cash right now, here's some observations. So if energy prices stay elevated, you're going to see inflation go up. That's going to erode your purchasing power. And one index that we are watching very closely, it's something called the VIX index. That's a measure of current market volatility. Historically, this index averages a number below 20. Low market volatility is closer to 12. High market volatility is above 30. And so as of us speaking right now, this index is climbing up to about to 25. So we're in an elevated level, which means markets are moving. A good strategy for cash deployment when the VIX is above 20 is to put together, a disciplined dollar cost average timeline. Think of your 401k. If you get paid every 2 weeks, your 401k contributions then buy into the markets at a determined level every 2 weeks. That's what's meant by disciplined dollar cost averaging. And then another thing is that historically, when the VIX goes above 40, that's been a very strong buy signal. I think you touched on it earlier. As markets are most likely oversold, due to fear. So something to keep an eye on when picking entry points during this time, whether it's into gold or whatever your flavor may be. The VIX is a very good way to track oversold market conditions.
I tell you what, Matt, I'm glad you came on today to talk about the VIX. That's a conversation we've needed to have on this show for quite a long time. Thanks for jumping on with us today. That's another edition of Money Minutes from Huntington Bank. I'll see you next month.
Take care, guys.
All right, Matt Harris from Huntington Bank. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap the hour in just a moment.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop Thoron.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Girls High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thoron.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Hey, we're also keeping our eyes on what's going on at the Mountain East Conference Women's Basketball Tournament today in Wheeling. The University of Charleston leads Wheeling 62-47 with about 4 minutes to go in the game. We'll let you know when that game goes final. That's it for the first hour. We'll take a break for news at the top. Come back, take a look at the numbers on Wall Street today, reset our question of the day, and Kathy Mattea from Mountain Stage is going to join us. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30. Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, where we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school. You did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet. And it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Sonia, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could like live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
That's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice. Very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
There'll be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up. And Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekly.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, how do you do? Metro News Hotline, keeping you company in the afternoon here in West Virginia right up until 6 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in today, everybody. I do appreciate it. We got a lot of good stuff to get into in this particular hour. Hey, wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state of West Virginia or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home in the old WV, we hope you're having a good day. Warm day here in Charleston, maybe looking for a little rain a little bit later on this afternoon. Temperature is unseasonably warm, 75 degrees as we came on the air, maybe hitting 80 tomorrow. That'll be a record in the region if that occurs. All right, here's what's happening in this hour. We will take a look at what's going on in the financial markets first. We always lead the 4 o'clock hour off with that. And oil prices are impacting the market. The Dow has come off its lows, but not by much. So we'll get into those numbers in a second. We've had a lot of response today to our question of the day regarding spring cleaning. So it's obviously on some of your minds out there. So we'll get into that. Kathy Mattea is back on the show today to talk about Mountain Stage. Coop, they have been grinding. Mountain Stage is getting ready for its 4th show in 4 weeks. So after being in Athens, Ohio last week on the campus of Ohio University, they're back in their home base here in Charleston this Sunday. So we always enjoy talking to Kathy, so she'll be on the show here in just a couple minutes. A little bit later on in the half hour, we'll get into the entertainment report. Also a little later in this hour, we'll crack open the On the State file, the 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports, about 51 minutes away. You know, it's a great day to have Amy Smith on the show today with the financial markets so volatile. She'll join us in an hour. So if you got any questions about any individual stocks, you know, we like to just carve out about 10 minutes a week to talk about your individual stocks, and we'll do that in about an hour. So send those in, and we'll turn them right around to Amy. She's a great resource from Investors Business Daily. The text line here is 304-TALK-304, 304-8255-304. Also in that 5 o'clock hour, Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com. It's been a kind of a rollicking week for WVU sports. Now, I love talking about WVU baseball with Kevin. For my money, he probably knows more about the baseball team at West Virginia than virtually anybody who covers that on a regular basis. So, you know, I want to get his take on the controversy that's popped up with WVU baseball this week and look ahead to a big weekend series that starts tomorrow afternoon against the Columbia Lions of the Ivy League. Also, WVU's got a big basketball game tomorrow night against UCF, a chance to play one of the better teams in the Big 12, and it is the final regular season home game of the year for West Virginia. So we'll talk about that. That'll be coming up at 5:33. Also at 5:40, Jeff Jenkins will be by with today's edition of the Capitol Report, and then more of your responses to our question of the day before we wrap it up at 6 o'clock and get you ready for Sportsline. All right, let's start with what happened in the financial markets today. The Dow, at one point, was down 900 points. It closed off those lows, but was still down 1.6% on the day. The Dow closing at 780 points down. The Dow closing at 47,954. S&P 500 was down 0.5%, losing 39 points today, closing at 6830. NASDAQ was down, but only 0.25%, losing a little more than 58 points today, 22,748. You know, and the big story is energy, so we'll start with that first. Oil up 7% today, gaining $5.37. WTI and the NYMEX closed north of $80 at $80.03. Natural gas, this is a snapshot of natural gas. It's still trading, but at the moment, it is up 2.8%, gaining 8 cents, closing the session. Well, not closing the session, but right now trading at $3 even per unit. Individual stocks related to West Virginia that were big percentage gainers or losers today. Caterpillar was down 4.4%, lost $31.95, $700 even per share. CSX was down 4.1%, lost $1.74, 41.04 at the close today. Conversely, FMC up 4.6%, gained 63 cents, $14.31 at the end of trading on Wall Street today. And Bitcoin, well, crypto today, a little bit of profit taking after yesterday's move to the upside. Today, crypto was down almost 2.5%, losing a little more than 1,700 points, closing at $71,300 and change per coin. All right, our question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Spring cleaning is coming up for many of us, but 80% of us in a new survey say they have at least one cleaning black hole, an area that's nearly impossible to keep clean or organized. So here is the question of the day. Where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? Where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? And we got a bunch of responses to this. Here's one from Joe on X. Dave, the basement. Everything goes down there. We don't want it upstairs. Let's see. Andy Smith on X. Dave, we have a, quote, bedroom, unquote, in our basement that my wife and I disrespect by putting all of our odds and sods in there. Coop, here you go. Bananas for WV. Here's a good one. The mat underneath the dog bowl. Yeah.
Everybody really gets me on these because, like, they're all mine. Like, so that mat, it was for us. It was the cat bowl for the longest time, and it was my personal thing. Like, I would get that thing and scrub it and get all the junk out of it, put it down. I'm the only one that cared.
I know.
A month later or 2 months later, it was back to being the same thing.
The mat underneath the dog bowl.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Good job, Bananas for WV. Now, let's bring Kathy Mattea into the program. She's the host of Mountain Stage, and I'm sure that her house is, just comes right out of a magazine, right? There's no dirt, there's no dirt or any problems there, right, Kathy?
It's just pristine.
That's the word
that comes to mind.
That's
Yeah. Now, here's my problem. I'm a visual person. So if it's not in my line of vision, I will forget it. So occasionally in my office, I get to the point where there's so much stuff that I don't want to forget that it's just everywhere. And then I have to just take a couple days and reorganize all of it and start all over again.
Hey,
so that's my confession.
So I'm sure you're in heels and a dress when you're dusting, just like Donna Reed, right? Just dancing around the house.
Yeah, well, heels and a dress would get dirty pretty quickly, and the cure. But here's the thing that I want to say: I cannot leave this subject without defending myself. It may look like a wreck to other people, but if you ask me for a piece of paper, I know exactly where it is and I can go find it.
That's good.
So that's my redeeming quality.
That's a really good answer. All right. Hey, you know what? What is going on with Mountain Stage? I mean, you guys are on a roll, right? 4 shows in 4 weeks?
Yeah, and actually 5 shows in 6 weeks. We have next week after this show off and then another one. And, what can we say? We're cranking. Life is good. It's been incredible music. Like every show, we're all looking at each other like, I tell people my face hurts from smiling so much when I get done doing a Mountain Stage.
Hey, before we start talking about what's going on this weekend in Charleston, just give me a quick wrap of what happened in Athens last weekend.
Last weekend. Who was on last weekend? I have moved on to the next show.
Fair enough.
Our headliner. Wait a minute. I can do it really quick. We had Peter Holsapple. We had the Steel Wheels were the headliner. Peter Holsapple was in REM for years as a sideman and played with Hootie and the Blowfish for like 20 years, and he was really fun rock and roll. We had a very eclectic show, and that seems to be the running theme these days. They keep getting like a wider and wider spread, and that's part of what makes it really, really fun, throwing all these people all together.
All right, so Mountain Stage comes back to Charleston this weekend. The show is at the Culture Center Theater. That'll be on Sunday night at 7 o'clock. What are we looking at here?
Well, we have 4 acts instead of 5 this week, so we have sort of 2 on each hour, and the second one will be like a mini headliner in the end of the first hour. But we have the opening act is a group called Sons of Town Hall, who I've heard of for years, but I didn't really know anything about. And they're these 2 guys, one's from America and one is from England, and they came up with these characters, and they have fake names, and they're like 1800s explorers, and they write these fictitious songs, and they have almost their presentation is almost like they have top hats, and they tell these wild tales and then write songs about them. So it's sort of like Simon and Garfunkel Lost at Sea.
Nice.
So it'll be a really whimsical and fun way to open the show. We also have a woman named Amanda Pascali who's on the show, and she's a first-generation Sicilian American and speaks both languages fluently and has gotten into sort of the bridge between Sicilian folk music and American folk music. So she writes about the immigrant experience and translates Sicilian folk songs and is steeped in that music too. So I'm really curious to hear what she's like, and especially with such a big Italian-American population in West Virginia, I'm curious to see, if we have any common ground. Our headliner is Cyril Neville, one of the Neville brothers, like legendary guys from New Orleans, and he's brought with him that is run, and he's a percussionist and a singer and a songwriter, and is just, one of the great legends of New Orleans music who's still outdoing it at a very high level.
All right, let's have a little music, Coop. So Cyril Neville is going to be on the show. It promises to be high energy, funky, and fun. This song is called Tell Me What's on Your Mind. Well, I mean, honestly, if it's somebody with the last name of Neville, it's going to be good, and it's going to be from New Orleans, the sound of the basin.
Exactly. And, he's one of the architects of that sound. So I'm very excited to have him on the show. And I have a feeling people will be dancing in the aisles for that one. And then the other act on the show is another act I've heard of for years but didn't really know much about, called Los Straitjackets. And they have a guest vocalist, Deke Dickerson. So the Straitjackets are a band that's been together 30 years, and they started playing surf music. They play sort of classic rock and roll combo stuff, and they're really, really good. And they keep collaborating with all kinds of vocalists. And Deke Dickerson is a rockabilly guitarist and a singer, and they made a record together years ago where they took all these classic instrumental rock and roll songs and wrote fake lyrics to them. Some of them are funny, some of them are serious. And so I don't know if we're not clear if they've done a new album or they've just found it in their hearts to go back on the road. But it should be great fun and wonderful musicianship.
Coop, I have not heard this, but when I saw it in the notes, I definitely want to check this out. So this is Lost Straitjackets. The name of the song is You Can't Count on Me, and it's done to the tune of Hawaii 5-0. So let's hear this.
You let them get you up against the wall, 'cause I'll be there to catch you, and I won't let you fall. Call me if they hit you below, call me when there's nowhere to go, and I'll be there, you can count on me.
All right, let's be honest. This is frickin' fantastic. All right?
Yeah, the musicianship is very high. The other thing about these guys is they play in Mexican wrestling masks.
Great.
So we have two costumed acts on the show this week. So it should be a lot of characters on the show.
Oh, man, that sounds fantastic. I really love that. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Lost Straitjackets. Dickerson sings the instrumental hits. Oh, man, I don't know, Coop. I might have to get a couple of pennies together and buy that. That is really, really good. So, Kathy,
Yeah.
I tell you what. So, you did the show last week. You're back in Nashville now. You're decompressing. I mean, are you used to working every weekend? Is that how your body works? You like being somewhere every weekend?
I like to have a weekend off here and there, but Mountain Stage is really fun. I mean, it's just such an adventure, and it's not all about me. Like, I get to facilitate something way bigger than me and love on other musicians. So it's a whole different kind of energy, and it's a nice balance for the rest of my life. It's really nice in my 60s to not be talking about me all the time, every day.
I got you.
So it's just good for me.
You know what? I follow you on Facebook, and I see the pictures that you post of the other artists, and it really looks like you're having a great time with this.
I am. I'm meeting people I would never meet otherwise. And, like Stephen Kellogg was on a couple weeks ago, and he had a wonderful young woman singing harmony vocals with him, and she's a singer-songwriter in Nashville. She just made a beeline for me, and she's like, I grew up on your music. I'm a huge fan of 90s country, and I'm so excited to just get to sing with you and meet you today. It's like every once in a while something like that happens, and you're like, oh, something I did like marked somebody's life. I get to hear those stories, and it's just the sweetest. It's the sweetest.
Well, I'll let you spend more time in your pristine home. And thanks for coming on the show today. Have a great weekend here in Charleston, and we'll be talking again soon.
That sounds great. Thank you very much, Dave.
All right, Kathy Mattea, the host of Mountain Stage. By the way, they've got another show coming up here in Charleston. That's going to be on Sunday of this month, March 22nd. Patrick Wilson, John Gorka, and much, much more. And they'll also have shows in Charleston, 2 of them in April, 2 more in June. So we'll be talking a lot about Mountain Stage in the upcoming weeks. Tell you what, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and check out the Entertainment Report in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Eli Henthorn, project surveyor at CEC. Starting my career at CEC was the best decision I ever made. I wanted to explore new areas in land surveying, and CEC offered just that. I've grown so much serving diverse markets and rapidly advancing my career, and it's more than just work. CEC is like family, supporting me every step of the way. CEC is where your career takes flight. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
The Mountain East Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament presented by the Health Plan is back at Wheeling's Westbanco Arena, March 4th through the 8th. Past men's basketball national finalists West Liberty and Fairmont State, and 2022 women's basketball national champion Glenville State will be featured from the highest scoring NCAA Division II basketball conference in the country. Visit westbancoarena.com for advanced tickets and Tournament Central at mountaineast.org for tournament information, stories, results, event schedule, streaming, and television broadcast information. Join us for the Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships presented by the Health Plan, March 4th through the 8th at Westbanco Arena in Wheeling.
Don't forget about our podcast. Check out your favorite podcast provider or simply go to wvmetronews.com and click on the podcast link. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
On the next State of Minds. I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Every episode of HGTV is like, Craig and Stasia are looking for a 2-story A-frame that's near Craig's job in the downtown, but also satisfies Stasia's need to be near the beach, which is nowhere near Craig's job. With 3 children and 9 on the way, and a max budget of $7. Let's see what Lori Jo can do on this week's episode of You Don't Deserve a Beach House.
Oh, I tell you what, he nailed that. He nailed that.
I thought it was supposed to be a joke. He's just telling the episode description.
He nailed that.
Yeah, he did.
That one really hit home with me because for the first time in months, I actually watched the show on HGTV last night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's that hit home right there.
I hear that.
Television tonight, new shows coming back. ABC's got 911. Oh, tonight's the 911 Nashville crossover episode, emergencies, okay? CBS has got George and Mandy's First Marriage, Ghosts, Matlock, and Elsbeth, and it's all new. And on NBC, Law & Order SVU, and The Hunting Party at 10 o'clock. And Next Level Chef is new tonight on Fox. We'll take a break for news here at the bottom of the hour. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Morgan Pemberton. A 2-vehicle accident on Interstate 64 is causing traffic delays.
A bad accident this afternoon in Putnam County on Interstate 64. It happened a little bit after 3 o'clock, just east of the Hurricane interchange. Authorities have 2 vehicles involved. One of them is on fire. Crews were scrambling to get to the wreckage and try to get the people in the burning car out this afternoon. It would appear that the eastbound traffic on 64 in near Hurricane is going to be closed for a while as they clean up the wreckage. In Hurricane, I'm Chris Lawrence, WVMetroNews.com.
The 130th Airmen who were deployed for nearly 4 months to the Horn of Africa are finally home. The men landed at the McLaughlin Air National Guard Base in Charleston earlier this afternoon. Captain Mike Adler says the separation is tough, but morale stays good because you can get better communication and stay in touch.
My first deployment in 2007,
we had to wait in line for telephone calls, sometimes up to a half an hour. Nowadays, with modern technology, you got FaceTime. We don't use Skype anymore. It's so convenient. As long as you have Wi-Fi, you have a way to communicate for birthdays, Christmas. It's really neat now to have that technology.
This deployment was significant because it was the first mission for the 130th Airlift Wing in the C-130J aircraft. More can be read at wvmetronews.com. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Starting March 10th, Metro News brings you the 2026 West Virginia SSAC High School Basketball Championships presented by Chick-fil-A.
First title for Spring Mills and boys basketball.
The best teams in the state will once again meet at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center to compete for the title in their respective classes. The girls' tournament runs March 10th through 14th. The boys play March 17th through the 21st. Catch all the games on the Metro News Radio Network and at wvmetronews.com, where you'll also find up-to-the-minute scoring, stats, and brackets, the latest tournament news, and game recaps. Also, you can watch the live HD video streams of the class championships both Saturdays on Metro News Television.
The luck and skill of the Irish, they win the AA championship.
The 2026 West Virginia SSAC State High School Basketball Championships beginning March 10th, presented by Chick-fil-A, exclusively on Metro News, the voice of high school basketball in West Virginia.
The Nicholas County Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help in identifying a vehicle they believe is connected to an ongoing homicide. Police say that they are looking for a 2010 to 2014 model Ford Raptor. The homicide occurred in the Richmond community. If anyone has any information, they are encouraged to contact the Sheriff's Department. And a Lincoln County man is facing charges after a shots-fired incident Wednesday. 54-year-old Michael Terry was arrested today and has been charged with wanton endangerment and prohibited person with a firearm. Terry allegedly shot rounds at a residence in Branchland. From the Metro News anchor desk.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. We're going to get an update on the car accident. Well, it was a police chase, Coop, right? That has caused some real traffic problems out in Putnam County. We're going to get an update on that here in just a couple minutes. Let me do a quick reset on our question of the day. We have a lot of responses. And by the way, Coop, I want to talk to you about the clip that you just sent me about Southwest Airlines.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We also might have to talk about the clip my wife sent you earlier today. Did you see that one too?
Oh, yeah.
The amateur wrestler?
Yeah, the Italian wrestler, the pizzeria guy.
Yeah, man, that was a good bit.
It's a really good bit.
Also makes me hungry.
All right, question of the day. Spring cleaning is coming up for many of us, but 80% in a new survey say they have at least one cleaning black hole, an area that's nearly impossible to keep clean or organized. So here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. Where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? Where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? And man, a lot of people responded to this, and you can jump in there too. 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. I'm on X. A lot of people reach me that way because I'm always monitoring that. I'm at Weekly, WEEKLEY. One word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. All right. Let's see. A couple of these text messages that have come in. Oh, this is one from Matt in Utah. He says, Dave, the house, the entire house.
Yeah.
It's a lost cause.
He and I commiserated a little bit after that text. Yes, indeed.
It's a lost cause. I've given up sending Coop thoughts and prayers.
Thank you, Matt.
Matt from Utah. That's pretty good. Here you go. This is a good one. John in Martinsburg, one of our regular listeners over in the Eastern Panhandle. The cleaning black hole at his house. Clearly the back of the dryer. The back of the dryer. Big enough for one sock or anywhere one big pen is left unattended. Yeah, the back of the dryer. That is a good one.
I don't know if this is a hack, but does anybody else do this? You reach into your dryer and you give it a half turn manually and anything that was stuck like down where you couldn't see it will fall, and you'll see where it goes, and then you can reach in and grab it.
So you hear that,
that's kinda
John?
how I do.
Yeah, Coop's here for you, man. He's here for you. Here's another one. This is Andy in St. Albans. Dave, the Tupperware cabinet, easy answer. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's just easier to just close the door.
I commiserated with him as well because I was very proud of our Tupperware cabinet for years. It was in perfect stackable order, and it is just chaos now because I'm the only person that cares.
One more, 304-517. Hey, Dave, before my wife and I built our new house, the whole thing was a cleaning black hole. When we did laundry, the Carmen stuff went into one pile, and we would pull clothes out as needed. When the pile went away, it was time to do the laundry. That is so cool. That is so cool. You know what? I had a college roommate that never really unpacked a suitcase, and he just basically wore his clothes out. He never hung his clothes up. They just basically just stayed in the suitcase. So once once all of his clothes were dirty, he just threw them back in the suitcase and just took them home and washed them.
Man, I had a roommate for a while where I didn't go into her room, and I had to end up. She didn't pay me rent. I ended up having to evict her. She was renting a room from me, and I don't know that I've ever met a filthier person in my life. That room had been untouched for a long time.
That could be that could be another question of the day. Terrible roommates. I think we've done it. I think
we may have, but it's good to revisit those things.
Yeah, I think it is pretty good. All right, so first of all, let's talk about the traffic situation. What's up with that?
So for those in the Kanawha Valley and in Putnam County, right at the Hurricane exit, which is mile marker 35, 64 eastbound is completely shut down right now. That is due to a police chase that happened earlier. I believe that there was obviously a wreck on the scene, possibly an arrest. There's some developing situation there. On the camera, you can tell eastbound's completely shut down, and it looks like westbound is moving very slowly as well. So from what I can tell, it looks like maybe the lanes are open, but there's a lot of traffic in that area and law enforcement presence, and so it's moving very quickly. So if you're anywhere near Hurricane on 64, especially headed eastbound, which is probably closed down, but also westbound, expect delays.
All right, so if you're listening on any of our Charleston stations, Ryan's got the traffic report beat. He'll keep you updated on that. All right. So you sent me this note about Southwest Airlines.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So Southwest is testing the idea that they're only going to clean premium seats between flights. How much do we hate these people?
Airlines are so terrible, man. This is just like, how dystopian do you have to get? It's like you're going to pay an arm and a leg to fly, and we're not even going to bother cleaning up behind the people that were there before you. Have you seen some of these people that fly?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's unbelievable. How long would it take to clean the plane?
I don't know.
Before regular, passengers come in. What do we call regular passengers? Steerage, I guess, at this point, right? But I mean, how long would that take? Like 10 minutes?
Too long, Dave.
10 minutes?
I don't think it's a time thing. It's probably just, they can probably hire one less flight attendant if they don't have to clean.
Well, let me ask you this: what if you
is.
take like the Southwest flight that is like the last Southwest flight of the day, that leaves at like 10 o'clock at night, and that the area where you're going and where you're putting your kids hasn't been cleaned after maybe like 5 or 6 flights through the entire day?
Maybe what they're going to do is whatever closet they kept the vacuum in, they're just going to turn that into another row of seats.
So terrible.
They'll shove you into that. And we kind of missed the second part of this story, which is some genius came up with the service level you have to get to have clean seats. It's called the Titanic service level.
Okay. No, I don't think that Southwest Airlines is going to call it that.
Well, maybe not.
No, that's what the
did I miss that?
The
Okay,
flight attendants union leader is calling it that.
Okay,
because they liken it to the upper class of the Titanic, people having the cigars and sipping brandy and telling stories of untold fortunes while the below deck passengers suffered.
Well, see, the problem is with this day and age is I didn't get that was sarcasm.
I know.
I read that and I thought he was just describing the thing because it kind of seems like that's what it's going to be.
Oh, that's man. That is really a terrible story.
Man, I am so glad I had a job where I had to fly. I don't know, 10 times a year or something like
Man,
that.
I love flying.
And I used to. I mean, it wasn't bad then. The worst experience I had was shortly after 9/11. I had the poor judgment, although I didn't know at the time, to carry my laptop bag with me. And being a nerd that ran Linux, when they fired up the old I got picked out of the line, and when they fired up the old laptop and didn't see a Windows or Macintosh on there, and it was like, what is this terrorist operating system that you're using? Caused me a little trouble.
Yeah, I can imagine. Just seeing that word Titanic associated with a big plane, I really didn't like that.
Yeah, man, this is just, it's another one of those things that it's just everything gets worse.
Hey, you know what? That reminds me of one story. I forget how this happened, but I was on a plane, and the movie was the remake of the Poseidon Adventure.
Oh, come on.
You know, the one with Kurt Russell? I think he was in the remake. Why would an airline put that movie on for a bunch of passengers?
I mean, it was a boat. It wasn't a plane, you know. At least they didn't play airplane. Today's the anniversary of that, right?
I had another experience one time. Did you ever do this where I don't think I've ever bought a movie on a plane. Have you ever actually bought and paid for the movie?
No.
Okay. Well, you see the movie, right? But you had to buy the headphones to hear the film. So I can remember one particular time I didn't think I was going to want to watch the movie, but I forget what happened, where I basically watched the whole movie in silence, and now I know the film. It's Last Holiday with Queen Latifah from like 20 years ago. It's like, I'm like 3/4 of the way through the movie thinking, maybe I should have bought the headphones for this particular movie. But I've had a couple of movies like that. I think I watched a Tenet the first time I ever saw it. You think it's confusing now? Try watching it without the sound.
When I used to travel with my ex-wife, and we traveled to other countries, and we would watch television that we couldn't understand, we would just make up the narration ourselves. We made up the dialogue and everything, and just created our own stories in the thing. Honestly, it was some of the best fun having to travel.
Well, I think that Last Holiday, which is actually a really good movie. The premise of the movie is
I've actually seen that. I know the movie.
I know the movie.
Okay,
so
yes.
if you don't know the movie, Queen Latifah plays a character who thinks they're dying of a brain disease or whatever, and she spends her remaining dollars on a vacation. It's actually a pretty good premise for a movie. Coop, that's the best Queen Latifah movie I've ever seen, and I didn't hear a single word of it. Didn't hear a single word. Let's see. Tell you what, let's take a quick break here. We'll come back, and we will get into the On This Date file. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up. We'll give you an update on what's going on at the Mountain East basketball tournament. Yesterday, the men took the floor. Today, it's the women for the quarterfinal round. The University of Charleston's playing this afternoon. West Virginia State got eliminated yesterday. The men's team is out. They had kind of a star-crossed season where the best player on the team died very early in the season. It kind of threw them off for the whole year. But we'll keep you updated on what's happened out there. A doubleheader today, and there's a doubleheader tonight that tips off at 6. We'll give you all the scores for that. 5 o'clock hour, Amy Smith from Investors Business Daily is going to be on the show. And what a great day to have her on. I mean, this has just been an insane day in the financial markets. The Dow was down almost 800 points today. The price of oil is skyrocketing. What do you do? What do you do with your portfolio? Amy Smith's on the show here in about 15 minutes or so. Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com, is going to be here in about 45 minutes to talk some Mountaineer stuff. WVU Baseball has a weekend series with Columbia that starts tomorrow. And WVU Basketball, last regular season game of the year, is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock tip against UCF. We'll preview that as well. So stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff to do before we get out of here at 6 o'clock. Stay tuned.
There's a lot of noise out there about the market and the economy, but what's really important to you and your future? I'm Shelley Hustle, a member of Huntington Bank's local wealth team right here in West Virginia. Join us for Money Minutes this Thursday at 3:45 on Hotline as we discuss the most important topics and what they mean for you, your family, and your business. Join us on Thursday for Money Minutes, providing insight into the market and how it will impact us right here at home.
Starting March 10th, Metro News brings you the 2026 West Virginia SSAC High School Basketball Championships presented by Chick-fil-A.
First title for Spring Mills and boys basketball.
The best teams in the state will once again meet at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center to compete for the title in their respective classes. The girls tournament runs March 10th through 14th. The boys play March 17th through the 21st. Catch all the games on the Metro News Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com, where you'll also find up-to-the-minute scoring, stats, and brackets, the latest tournament news, and game recaps. Also, you can watch the live HD video streams of the class championships both Saturdays on Metro News Television.
The luck and skill of the Irish, they win the AA championship.
The 2026 West Virginia SSAC State High School Basketball Championships beginning March 10th, presented by Chick-fil-A, exclusively on Metro News, the voice of high school basketball in West Virginia. Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kirschwell. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
The Mountain East Conference men's and women's basketball tournament returns to Wheeling from March 4th through the 8th. Westbanco Arena will serve as the host of one of the nation's premier basketball leagues, featuring one of the highest scoring conferences in America. Action begins on Wednesday, March the 4th, and concludes on Sunday, when two champions will be crowned. For advance tickets, go to westbancoarena.com. Visit mountaineast.org for tournament information. The 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships, presented by the Health Plan.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
Get started today.
All right, welcome back to the show. About 10 minutes till the hour. Hey, we didn't get a chance to talk about this when we were running down the TV shows tonight. of note on cable and digital, it is the season premiere. It's dropped already today of NASCAR Full Speed on Amazon. It's available now. And Ted, the series premiere has dropped already today on Peacock as well. All right, let's go ahead and get into the On This Date file. We'll start with the birthdays, and we'll start, as we always do, with the sports birthdays. We've got some pretty good sports birthdays today. How about Fred the Hammer Williamson? Played in the NFL, Monday Night Football broadcast. He's still around. The Hammer is 88 years old. Brian Hunter, Major League Baseball player. Now, there's two Brian Hunters, okay? There was the one who played for the Braves. That's not the one I'm talking about. The one I'm talking about is the one who led the major leagues in steals for the Astros about 30 years ago. He's 55 years old today. That Brian Hunter. Paul Konerko has a birthday today. He's 50. Coop, remember when Konerko was a Red? He was a Red for just a few weeks, right? But he was a big part of that White Sox team that won the World Series in 2005. He's 50 today. And talking about guys who can rake at the plate, Kyle Schwarber is having a birthday today. Schwarber, the Phillies, the Cubs. He's back with the Phillies, 33 years old today. Here's one where time is starting to catch up on us a little bit. Justin Fields is having a birthday today. The former Ohio State quarterback for the Bears, played for the Steelers, with the Jets last year. He's 27 now. He's 27. He's getting up there. Wally Zerbiak, Miami of Ohio, and then in the NBA, 49 years old today. Michael Irvin, the playmaker, is 60 years old. Give me a little classic 88. Michael Irvin from Troy Aikman for a touchdown.
And a play fake back to the 5. Aikman's toss, and it's caught by Michael Irvin. Gets away from the defender. Irvin is going to get into Cardinal territory. Michael Irvin may go all the way. Touchdown, Dallas. No penalty markers down.
There you go. Michael Irvin of the Dallas Cowboys, 60 years old today. Rocky Bleier of the Steelers having a birthday today. Rocky Bleier, believe it or not, is 80 years old today. Here he has a touchdown catch against the Cowboys at the end of the first half of Super Bowl 13.
3rd and 1. Bradshaw throws. Oh, my Lord, touchdown. Number 20, Rocky Bleier. Bleier, the very underrated player on the Steelers, made an amazing catch there in front of D.D. Lewis.
Happy birthday, Rocky Bleier. Also, Kent DeColvey, Teek's having a birthday today. He's 79 years old. He played a huge role for the Pirates, closing games for many seasons. Here he is closing out Game 7 of the 1979 World Series win against the Orioles.
Still down 2-1 in the 8th, the Orioles get something going, loading the bases with 2 away against the now familiar specter known as Kent DeColvey. A sense persists that this is the final challenge of 79. Eddie Murray, suffering an 0-for-20 slump since Game 2, but still ever so dangerous. Murray drives it deep to right, but not quite deep enough. And the fans tell the whole story for Baltimore.
There you go. Teek, Kent DeColvey, 79, one of the heroes of the 1979 World Series for the We Are Family Pirates. Oh, we were talking about Southwest Airlines. It was on this date in 1970 that the movie Airport, based on the book by Arthur Haley, rolled into theaters.
Stop! No! You stay where you are!
Guerrero, listen to me. You'll kill yourself or nothing if you explode that bomb.
Bomb?
For crisis authenticity, Airport has no equal. For mounting tension, Airport has no equal.
Decompression making emergency descent.
For sheer fingernail-biting suspense, Airport has no equal.
You are leaving my area. Contact Cleveland Center, 117.5. Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Airport on this date in 1970. And our musical birthday to the break, Eddie Grant is 78. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Working so hard like a soldier.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Girls High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment, live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Voice of West Virginia.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock at the Mountain East Conference Basketball Tournament in Wheeling. Women's action earlier today. Frostburg over West Virginia Wesleyan 77-71. University of Charleston defeated Wheeling 69-55. Spring training baseball. Pirates losing Bradenton to the Cardinals 3-2. Dodgers leading the Reds in Goodyear 9-6 top 5. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30. Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 to go to the bathroom. and go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet, and it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh yeah, he did find something out. Sonia, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up. And Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour
Navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more.
from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone.
You can join the conversation.
Text the show at 304-825-5304.
304-TALK-304.
Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, here we go. Last hour of the show, 5:06 in West Virginia. Wrapping up today's edition of Metro News Online. We got a lot of stuff to do before we get out of here at 6 o'clock, and we're happy to be with you today. We join you every weekday afternoon here on the Metro News Radio Network promptly at 3:06 and keep you company right up until 6 o'clock. And we thank you for tuning in. Hashtag 180 Club members stay with us from the jump, and we appreciate that. But I know, life gets in the way. Sometimes you may not hear our program until you get into the car after you leave the office, or you're taking your kids, or you're running your errands, you're in the car here, there, and everywhere. We get it. It's a one-way relationship. We're here for you when you're ready to listen. But I did want to make you aware that you can always go to the website, wvmetronews.com. You'll find our podcast there. You'll find all the other shows that are produced by the network, their podcast there as well. Just go to the main page, wvmetronews.com. Hit the podcast link, and you are off to the races. Now, it's available everywhere, but I always just go to the website. That's the easiest place to start. Not only do you find the podcast, that's where there's tons of breaking news related to West Virginia, 24/7, 365. It gets updated quite a bit, so check it out. It's the website, wvmetronews.com. Coop, I think I've already done enough heavy lifting about the TV app, right? I mean, if you don't have the TV app by now, I don't know what to tell you. But I can tell you this, that it's out in the open, that now we're available on YouTube.
That's what I was going to say. Don't forget that you can catch us out over on YouTube.
Facebook Live, we're there too.
Yeah, you can watch us live on YouTube. You can catch them in archive as well. And also, we've been putting up some shorts on there too. So if you like that sort of thing.
And by the way, the people who don't like our show, they can't get away from us.
No,
they can't get away.
Man, I think I can't remember how many hours that we have in archive. But if it's true that AI is out there being trained on data, and they're using audio data, there's 13 years of 3 hours a day for 5 days a week of our show out there for AI to train itself on. Basically, Coop and Dave are going to be your robot overlords in the future because they're training on all of our data.
What is it about our show that makes our show popular on YouTube? People really like our show on YouTube, right?
I mean, we've been doing it long enough. They should like it by now.
I guess that's true. So anyway, not to bury the lead, go to the website, wvmetronews.com, get the TV app. I don't know what to tell you. And we're available on tons of other platforms, including we've sort of been there on YouTube for a while, right? But now we're just letting people know.
It's like out of beta. It's ready to go.
There you go. We're out of, there you go. Beta. Yeah, we're out of the beta. Doggone it. We've got a lot of stuff to get into in this hour. We'll reset our question of the day. Amy Smith, 15-year veteran at Investors Business Daily, is going to join us. And what a day to have her on the show. I mean, be honest. The markets are crazy. The Dow was down almost 900 points today for a while. It backed off the lows. But with what's going on in the Middle East, this is a time that you really need to take a look at your finances here. Take a look at your portfolio. We like to knock out about 10 minutes a week where we just talk about your stocks, okay? And Amy Smith is a great resource. She's been with our show forever. So if you got a question about any of your stocks or any just comments about the general direction of the market, general direction of the price of oil that's going up, I mean, this has been just quite the week. A lot of people think we're going to 100 on oil. We'll see. We were around 80 today. That's where it closed. The text line here is 304-TALK-304, 304-8255-304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. A little bit later on, we'll play in or out. Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com will be here. WVU Baseball tomorrow afternoon against Columbia. WVU Basketball tomorrow night at the Hope Coliseum against UCF on so-called senior night. Can you have seniors? When a guy comes to your... Man, I don't even know. Do they get their security deposits back after only being here for like 8 months?
I had the data the other day, so I'm going to quote this off the top of my head. I think that the Big 12 has 10 players in the entire league that are 4-year seniors.
That sounds crazy.
I think, I think the Big 10 was like either the Big 10 had 12 and the Big 12 had 10, or it was the other way around. Anyway, not many.
Yeah, and Wyatt Fricks and Marshall, they ought to give him a special award.
Yeah, right, no doubt.
Give him an award.
Yeah, lifetime achievement.
Yeah, so in the second half hour, we will have Jeff Jenkins will be by with a Capitol report, and then more of your responses to our question of the day. Question of the day is as follows, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. Spring cleaning is coming up for many of us, but 80% of us in a new survey say they have at least one cleaning black hole, an area that's nearly impossible to keep clean or organized. The question of the day, where is your cleaning black hole in your house or apartment? Where's the cleaning black hole in your house or in your apartment? We got a lot of response to this on X, a lot of response on the text line. We'll get into those in a bit. But let's bring Amy Smith onto the program. Amy Smith comes to us from California, where she's a veteran of following the stock market for decades. She's been a great resource for us for forever. She may be located in California right now, but she grew up in West Virginia, grew up in the Elkins area, and she is, after all, the shining pride of Randolph County, and she joins me right now. Amy, how you doing today?
Hey, Dave, I'm doing well. You know what? I apologize. I'm sorry I couldn't bring you a better day in the market. We had kind of a rough one, the Dow down more than 1,000 points. But you know what? I think this will shake out. I think it's just we've got some jitters about the war with Iran, the Strait of Hormuz. We've got the oil prices are surging. I think this will all calm down. I think it'll be sort of a short-lived little correction. Let's hope so.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And panic's not a strategy, right? So you've got to look at this thing rationally. I do have a question about some of these stocks, though, that have been on the move ever since this military conflict began. Is it too late to get into defense stocks? Have we missed the move there? The big integrated oils have, I don't want to say they've peaked, but if you take a look at the Chevrons and the Exxons, they had a big move early, and now they've backed off a bit. Is it too late to get into those types of stocks?
Well, I think you're right. The big integrated oils, and you just mentioned two of the big ones, they look to me like they've kind of had their move. They're kind of hanging on to their gains. I mean, I'm looking at Chevron right now. It's still looking strong today. As far as some of the defensive plays, you're right. Those have gone up in recent days, anything that has to do with defense. And all of that, of course, can shift so quickly, Dave. If some things get resolved or there's a slowdown in the escalation, and then those stocks may not do as well. So it's kind of a tricky time. I would be careful about jumping into much of anything.
I want to talk about the banks just a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about J.P. Morgan. One of the biggest banks, unbelievable balance sheet. It's down about 2% today. The big money center banks have pulled back a little bit in light of the conflict for a variety of reasons. What's your take on JPM right here? What's the chart tell you?
Well, I'll tell you what, you're right, Dave. They have pulled back. I think these are very strong institutions. I don't think they're down and out forever. I think you're right. The top here was like around 337. It's down to about 300 right now. It dropped just below it today. I think eventually this will be a good buy. I think right now they're just experiencing a shakeout, and that happens. But let's keep an eye on them and see if you can get back into them when they start going up again.
And all banks are not created equal, right? I mean, you've got your big money center banks, your Citi, your BOA, your JP Morgan, but there are different categories. I mean, you have small cap regional banks. Those are banks between $300 million and $2 billion in the market cap. You have mid cap regionals between $2 billion and $10 billion. Then you have your super regionals. And that's where you kind of find Regions Financial. The symbol on Regions Financial is RF. And just because the big money center banks may be going in one direction, the regional banks sometimes go in another. What do you see with Regions Financial?
Well, I agree. This one also is pulled back just a little bit, but they're smaller, and so they can move a little bit easier. They can keep their balance sheets a little bit, more clear. The big banks, of course, they're just monstrosities. They're huge. So keep an eye on some of these regional banks. You're right. Some of these have been run very well. Their balance sheets look good. This one, I would say Regions Financial, it has pulled back, though, Dave. I'd say today, I would wait till it got back above the 50-day moving average, and that would be around $28.
I also wanted to ask you about some of the stocks that have been making big moves, and this happened before the conflict in Iran. A couple of stocks that really have been beaten down, and now their PEs are kind of manageable. Stocks like Salesforce, maybe ServiceNow as well. Those are one-time big winners. they've really been battered down. I think Salesforce right now Salesforce today, I think may have actually been traded under 200 a share.
Let's see here. CRM. Yes. It just poked its head right around the 200 mark. So that's a good one. You're right. ServiceNow, some of these have been terribly beaten down. And we will see some of these stocks when we get a new uptrend. In fact, today, ServiceNow popped, about 5%. So you will see some of these stocks definitely recover. I think they've been oversold a little bit. So that's another group to look for.
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, I just kind of feel like that whole group has really been oversold. But from a technical aspect, what kind of moves do you think you need in a stock like Salesforce to say, hey, maybe I need to start a position there?
Any of these stocks, when they get back above their 50-day moving average, that's a line in the sand. The institutions will probably look at that, and if it gets above those levels, it will show you that there's more confidence in there. You look for some big volume to come in, and that definitely points to institutional buying.
And I guess maybe in a stock like that, you're looking for what the technicians call like a golden cross, where the 50-day moving average crosses over the 200-day. But in a situation like Salesforce, I mean, they're a long way from that, right?
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to say. You'd love to see that. You'd like to see them cross over, but there's a lot of space here between the 200-day, which is, we're at 170, and down at the bottom of the 50-day, 126. So that's a big spread. To wait that long, the stock would be making a pretty big move.
All right, let me ask you about it. What's your take on Eli Lilly here? The healthcare stocks, a couple of them have really done well. Lilly had a great year last year, but it's down a little bit today. LLY. What's your take on Lilly here? What do you see when you look at the chart from a technical perspective on Lilly?
Well, I'll tell you what kind of happened here, Dave. So we had the earnings in October 30th, 2025. That's when the stock took off. They have triple-digit earnings. They were up 495%. And, man, they just went to town, had a fantastic year. Now, their most recent quarter is what shook the market up a little bit. Their recent earnings were only up 42%. So that's a big drop from 495% down to 42%. So they had a big decline. And so the stock hasn't been really under a lot of professional buying, but, that could change. You know what? I got time for one more, and this is a great suggestion from one of our listeners, 843-301. They want to know your take on BTU. That's Peabody Energy. That's a pretty interesting space here with coal and with natural gas. Well, this is it. Now, it's been holding up pretty well here. I'd say the price is around the 50-day. So the price has been around $34. It's pretty good. I mean, I think this one, you're right. It has coal production, 17 operations in the U.S. and Australia. I think it's holding up fairly well here. The peak was here around $40, but I think it's not looking too bad. You know what, Coop? You remember last year when we were talking about coal stocks? That's kind of my cross to bear. We were pounding the table for BTU, for Peabody Energy, when it was trading around $12 a share. And now if you go back a year, the thing's up almost 170%. Hey, got to leave it there. Amy, thanks for jumping on the show. You know what? It's going to work out one of these days where you and I are going to have a segment together where the market's actually up. You know that's going to happen, right? It's definitely going to happen. It's in the cards. Amy, have a good week. Amy Smith. We love talking stocks with her. We do that every Thursday at the top of the 5. Let's take a break, and we'll play in or out when we come back.
Managing your money and planning for the future can be challenging. Huntington Bank can help. I'm Matt Harris, a local Huntington Wealth Team member right here in West Virginia. We help people like you navigate the market and your life changes. Join us for Money Minutes this Thursday at 3:45 on Hotline as Huntington Bank's local wealth management team provides insight on this week's hottest market topics and how they might impact you. Be sure to catch Money Minutes this Thursday at 3:45 on Metro News Hotline.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304. Or tweet at WEEKLEY. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
On the next State of Minds. I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. It makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Org.
All right, welcome back. 524. We got Kevin Kinder coming up in about 10 minutes or so, but now it's time to play in or out. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it in or out. The setup is simple. There are 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity. The topics of which change daily. Let's get started. Coop, you ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right, food or beverage is up first. Wingstop. Wingstop offering 30 wings for $30. At participating locations, you can use the deal on boneless, traditional, mix and match, carry out, or dine in, but not available for delivery. Wingstop. 30 wings, $30. As far as I can tell, there are 2 locations in West Virginia, one in the Eastern Panhandle in Martinsburg, and there's a new one in Putnam County at Liberty Square that's been open for a few weeks. Wingstop, 30 wings, $30. In or out?
If you're going to get wings in this day and age, that seems like a pretty decent deal. That would have been barely tolerable back in the before times, But I remember quarter wings, man. But anyway, today, that's not a bad deal. Got to be in.
All right, Ryan Nicholson's here. Ryan, what is your take on this? Wingstop, 30 wings, $30 for a limited time. In or out?
$1 a wing, that's pretty good, but maybe
avoid going to Putnam County for the time being.
Aha.
Yeah.
Aha. Working in the news. I like what you did there.
Yeah. Bad accident on I-64 East.
All right. Are you in on the wings?
Oh, yeah, I'm in.
All right. I am also. You know what? I think the wing stop would get me out there. I haven't been out there. I'll have to check that out. I'm going to be in. All right. Gut reaction is next. Denver professional bowler Steven Gallegos had 17 bowling balls worth $4,500 stolen from his front porch last week. He left the 255 pounds of equipment outside overnight while moving gear between vehicles, but found the bags gone the next morning. He thought his friends had pranked him, but no, they were stolen. Having 17 bowling balls, Coop, 17 bowling balls in your possession, in or out?
I'm not sure why you need more than one. I'm sure somebody that really great at bowling could tell me. But, yeah, it's a lot to carry around and to move around one way or the other. I think I got to be kind of out.
He says he lost his entire tournament collection with each ball designed for specific lane conditions. Ryan, owning 17 bowling balls, in or out?
It's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. Like, you got to have your summer bowling ball. You got to have your winter bowling ball. You got to have your bowling ball for bar mitzvahs, bachelor parties. You got to get one for inclement weather, one for beachside properties.
You got a lot of rain in the bowling alley?
They're very important and very distinct. I'll be in.
You're going to be in. Hey, man, he's a pro. I'm going to be in on this, too. I mean, he's got 17 bowling balls. Who am I to say? All right, finally, this one's about a celebrity. Oh, look who's going to be a great-grandfather. That would be Keith Richards. Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones is going to be a great-grandfather. So his 29-year-old granddaughter, Ella, just announced yesterday on Instagram that she's pregnant. So Keith Richards is 82 years old. Keith Richards, Coop, in or out?
I mean, how can I be out on Keith Richards? I got to be in on Keith Richards, absolutely, for sure. So, yeah, big time in on Keith Richards.
Do you realize now that there are 3 great-grandfathers in the same band?
Man.
That Mick is a great-grandfather and Bill Wyman, the original bassist, is also one?
I think that's great. I mean, that's a great family band, right? The Rolling Stones, your family band.
Here's one more fun fact. Mick Jagger's most recent daughter that was born in 2016 is younger than his original great-grandchild. How's that work? Well, I guess I actually know how that works. Ryan, Keith Richards, in or out?
Man, is he still on tour? Because I imagine if you become a great-grandpa and you're still going on tour, I don't know if that's, like, legal, I guess. Is that
legal.
Not elder abuse or something?
I think it's legal.
I don't know, but hey, congratulations, I'll be in.
All right. Other rock stars who are great-grandfathers include Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart's got 8 kids and has 4 grandkids. Ozzy was a great-grandfather before he passed away. Steven Tyler is also a great-grandfather, but Keith Richards, yeah, absolutely in. All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com on the Mountaineers, and more. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Morgan Pemberton. One fatality has been reported after a multiple vehicle wreck on Interstate 64 in Putnam County from earlier this afternoon. The wreck occurred a little after 3 p.m. just east of the Hurricane exit. All eastbound and westbound lanes are closed. It is unclear when they will be back opened. Officials with companies who make soft drinks in the U.S. are pushing back against claims which have been the catalyst to new laws in West Virginia regarding food ingredients. During the 2025 legislative session, lawmakers approved a bill that would ban a number of artificial dyes used as food additives from being sold in the state. The officials came together today during a Zoom meeting to talk about these claims. Senior Vice President for the American Beverage Association, Ed Petrus, says the industry has compiled a website so you can check out the studies on the safety of these products.
Last year, American Beverage compiled all this research into an easy-to-navigate platform. We launched goodtoknowfacts.org. And so for the first time ever, consumers can look at any of the 140 or so ingredients that are used in beverages and see how food safety authorities worldwide assess their safety.
Petru also said that if the bans are fully implemented, it could add $860 to the average West Virginia resident's grocery bill. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Welcome to Biscuit Country, where joy is measured one ladle at a time, where smiles come with a side of gravy, warming the soul. Start your morning at Tudor's Biscuit World with our super breakfast. Or dig into the Big Tater, crispy potatoes topped with eggs and bacon, then crowned with savory gravy. And don't forget the classic, gravy over a biscuit. Welcome to Biscuit Country, where at Tudor's, you're always home.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. Events are changing rapidly in the war with Iran, and the outcome of the fight is uncertain. It can be hard to know from day to day, even hour to hour, just what to know about this critical moment in our history. So join me and my guest this coming Monday for a special edition of the second hour of Talkline from 11 to 12, and together we'll try to better understand this seminal event and what it means for our country and our world. That's the second hour of Talkline, 11 to 12 Monday on these Metro News radio stations.
The trial for Harrison County Schools teacher's aide accused of sexual abuse will now be held in August. Victor Chess was arrested in May 2024 by West Virginia State Police. He is accused of misconduct with a 7-year-old female at the Northview Elementary School. He was originally supposed to go to trial beginning next week, but a judge granted a continuance at the request of the prosecution. A pretrial hearing will be held on July 22nd, with the trial scheduled to begin on August 17th. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Morgan Pemberton.
The Library of Congress invites you to visit the revamped Veterans History Project website, where first-hand accounts shared by U.S. military veterans are accessible to the public. Performing a search of the collection is easy. First, go to loc.gov/vets. Click Explore the Collections. Scroll down to Search the VHP Collections and click. Make sure you're searching this collection, and with simple keywords, you can find what you're looking for. Visit loc.gov/vets today.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. One more quick reset of our question of the day. We'll also get the Capitol Report from Jeff Jenkins here in about 8 minutes. Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com. In just a moment. Question of the day, spring cleaning. Coming up for many of us, but 80% in a new survey say they have at least one cleaning black hole, an area that's nearly impossible to keep clean or organized. So the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law, where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? Where is the cleaning black hole at your house or apartment? We want your stories, folks. We want to know. 304-TALK 304. 304-8255-304. You can find me on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com, joins me now. Kevin, how you doing today?
Doing great, Dave. How's it going?
It's going good. It's a busy week. WVU baseball tomorrow, 2 o'clock is the first pitch, right? For the game
Correct.
Against Columbia, a weekend series with the Lions. And it'll be a busy day for you, right? Baseball, and then over to the arena for a basketball game tomorrow night against UCF.
Well, no, actually, I'm in Kansas City for the women. They're the team that's probably doing the best right now, deserves coverage. So Greg Hunter will be doing the stuff back in Morgantown, and I'm getting ready to watch Iowa State, Arizona State. The winner of that gets West Virginia tomorrow night.
Oh, there you go. Well, who's favored to win the game? You got any idea? Who's going to? What do you think?
Iowa State's a little higher seed. Arizona State played pretty well last night in winning those, so I think Iowa State gets this one. Audie Crooks is just so good. It's tough to find anybody that can match her numbers. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the Mountaineers on Friday night.
So yeah, Friday night. What 6:30, right?
Yeah, that's correct. 6:30 your time, 5:30 here.
All right. Listen, when the Chase Meyer dismissal from the Mountaineer baseball team came up earlier this week, you were one of the first guys I wanted to hear the take on this. So what is your take on Meyer and his dismissal, and what's it really mean to the Mountaineer baseball team?
Well, it's going to hurt. It can't help, put it that way. Because he is obviously a great talent. When he's on, he's nearly unhittable. He was just coming back, rehabbing a little bit, working his way back into, a point where he could throw 40, 50 pitches an outing. I think he kind of might have been leaning toward wanting to be a starter. I'm not saying that had anything to do with this, choice or this decision. But, anytime you have something like that in the middle of the season and one of your better players leaves the team or is dismissed, then that's a potential problem. Can West Virginia work past it? Yeah, Reese Bassinger, I think, is really good. The freshman pitcher, Perez, has potential, although he gave up the losing runs in the loss the other day. So, I'm not going to say it's a disaster yet, but definitely stings, definitely can hurt.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I really don't see it as a disaster. I mean, WVU's baseball team's been pretty good. It's nationally ranked. They should be favored to win this series this weekend against Columbia from the Ivy League. I just wanted to know how big of a problem this is creating in the bullpen going forward in the near term.
There's a lot of arms, a lot of guys that they're trying to work through to see what they have. I think a couple or three have already shown that they're not going to be ready to pitch this year. So, it's not like they're down to having nobody can throw, but in, no means do I want to suggest that this does not hurt WVU, because Chase is a bulldog of a competitor. And like I said, when he could throw his curveball for strikes, nobody was hitting him.
Yeah, it's funny how these things, when you've been around a while, these things, when a player is dismissed, they kind of have a normal progression. First, when the dismissal takes place, you get the family side of the story. Then there are elements inside the program that are kind of leaking out some details. I don't know if we'll ever get the true story. Do you?
Well, I have made attempts to contact Chase, hoping at some point he or somebody close to him we'll come back and talk and answer questions. Right now, obviously, the baseball team is going to play it kind of close. But, yeah, when these kind of things come out, it's usually not a one-story dump. They trickle out, and, I don't think that's great. I don't think that helps either side.
Hey, well, let me ask you. So you're in Kansas City for the Big 12. The Big 12 announced a few weeks ago that they were going to use a lighted court. Have you seen it? What's it like?
And not only have I seen it, I've jogged on it. I have stood on it. I have a story up on BlueGoldNews.com about it right now.
Nice. Okay.
Bounced a ball on it. Yeah, it's definitely different. Maybe a little bit springier than wood. It has little raised nodules on them that give you grip, so it's not slick. You're not sliding, directly on glass. It has a little bit of a different feel. The one thing you notice in person is when there's like a big white area, it really spotlights you from the bottom. So if you're wearing white shoes or neon shoes or something like that, those things just gleam on this court. So, yeah, I've been having some fun here in between games today and watching and seeing how the ladies respond to it.
Well, you can see how, we hear about this all the time about player and the shooting backgrounds that they have and how difficult. I mean, there used to be a thing that people said that they couldn't get the range when they would play at the court here in Charleston at the Civic Center Coliseum. I mean, is it a little bit disorienting for players to have light coming off the bottom when you're trying to shoot at the basket?
I think it can be. Now, and the court is changeable all the time. At timeouts, they put up ads on it. There's Sprouts Market and Phillips 66 gas and, all those things are running across it. Now, none of those happen while the game's on, but there are little minor highlight things that can go on. And like I said, when you have a big white area like the Big 12 logo, that when the players cross in the middle of the court, it's a little bit different. I think it does take a little bit of getting used to.
So does anything happen, for example, when a player scores a basket? Does anything happen? Does the floor, does anything light up?
So when a three-pointer is made, there's supposed to be a kind of a light trail goes around the three-point arc on that end of the court.
Okay.
That wasn't working the second game that I watched this afternoon, but I think they're still working on a lot of things and deciding, hey, is this distracting? Hey, is this not? Seeing those kind of things. They're trying to keep it, fairly toned down, during gameplay. But once you get timeouts, halftime, things like that, everything's fair game.
So with West Virginia playing the winner of this game that's coming up, are you seeing Mountaineers in the arena? Obviously, Kellogg is there.
There'll be a few around. It's always left up to the players whether they want to come over to the arena, go somewhere else, whatever. They've been over for their shoot around, and I would think some will, wouldn't stay really late, obviously, because they're going to play in this time slot tomorrow. So you're getting inside that 24-hour window. So, all that should be pretty interesting. I'm, going in as one of the favorites is a little bit of a different thing. I'm excited to see how they respond to that.
Yeah, and WVU's women's team is the number 2 seed in the Big 12 tournament. They play tomorrow night at 6:30. We're talking about Kevin Kinder, who's there in Kansas City. Kevin, I'll get you out of here on this. One of the things that people really like about the tournament for the men and the women in this setting is the places around the arena. Have you checked out any of that? Now, you've been there before.
Yeah, and it's, they continue to boost and add to it. Let's give Brett Yormark some credits. He misses no tricks on getting activations, as he called them, underway. Everything, at the right outside the T-Mobile Center at KC Live, the Power and Light District, tons of events going on. There's concerts after a couple of the games and after the men's championship game. It's a fun event on both the men's side and the women's side. Hope Mountaineer fans at some point get a chance to come out and see it and experience it, because it is a good time.
Hey, and I'm assuming you're going to stay out there for the WVU men, correct?
That is the plan, and then depending on what they do, we'll stop back in Columbus on the way back home for the NCAA Rifle Championships.
Oh, man, I hope you packed enough underwear, son. That sounds like a real road trip.
It's kind of funny. Got a joke about that once when West Virginia won the Big East tournament on whether it's taken enough or not. And just I'll have to find a laundry service, I guess.
There you go. Hey, man, thanks for coming on the show. Have a safe trip out there in Kansas City, and we'll talk again soon.
Definitely will. Thanks a lot, Dave.
All right, Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com. All right, and as he said, if you're interested in that lighted court, he's got a story at BlueGoldNews.com about it right now. All right, Jeff Jenkins has got today's edition of the Capitol Report.
This is the Metro News Capitol Report, brought to you by AARP West Virginia. AARP is your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Connect on social media at AARP West Virginia and learn more at aarp.org/WV. Today's report in 60 seconds.
AARP is your wise friend and fierce defender as you age. Life changes fast, and so do the challenges. Scams are getting more sophisticated, and caring for loved ones can feel overwhelming. That's why AARP is here. We're working to help you protect your hard-earned money, sharing tips and tools to help you spot frauds and scams. Every day we're supporting family caregivers and fighting for things like expanded, affordable, high-speed internet service and ensuring access to home and community-based services that are so critical to family caregivers. With 250,000 members in communities throughout the Mountain State, AARP is your trusted advocate at the state capitol and beyond, fighting for policies that make life better for older adults and their families. Everyone in the Mountain State needs someone in their corner. That someone is AARP. For more information, connect with us on social media at AARP West Virginia or find us online at aarp.org/WV.
All indications are the House of Delegates will agree with the state Senate and pass a state budget bill this evening. The reworked budget bill cleared the Senate this morning. It does not make provisions for a 10% income tax cut like Governor Patrick Morrisey has wanted. Senate Finance Committee Chairman Jason Barrett says it's half of that.
5% tax cut that's built into the budget is incredibly important to the Senate. Obviously, we wanted to go to 10%, just couldn't get there, but we were able. I think the House will pass the 5% in the coming days. I'm certainly optimistic they will.
Governor Patrick Morrisey said this just yesterday.
We need to make sure that when businesses and individuals look at our state, they see that there are great opportunities for them to succeed. So number one, we have to compete with other states.
Now, the legislative calendar is key in this budget debate. If the budget bill goes to the governor in the next day or so, he would have 5 days to either sign it, veto it, or allow it to become law without his signature, or he could line item veto part of the budget. Lawmakers have enough time before the end of the regular session a week from Saturday to override those vetoes. I'm Jeff Jenkins on Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Hi, I'm Chris Waddell, Principal and Office Lead for Martinsburg for CEC. After serving in the military, I found my home in Martinsburg. Traveling across the states, I've always wanted to serve my community. At CEC, I get to do just that. Our core values, clients first and we own it, resonate with my mission-driven background. We solve problems by listening and collaborating, and as an employee-owned firm, we take pride in every project that we do. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop Thoron.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Girls High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at wvmetronewstv.com to get in the action.
The Mountain East Conference men's and women's basketball tournament returns to Wheeling from March 4th through the 8th. Westbanco Arena will serve as the host of one of the nation's premier basketball leagues, featuring one of the highest scoring conferences in America. Action begins on Wednesday, March the 4th, and concludes on Sunday, when two champions will be crowned. For advance tickets, go to westbancoarena.com. Visit mountaineast.org for tournament information. The 2026 Mountain East Conference Basketball Championships, presented by the Health Plan.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment, live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at wvmetronewstv.com to get in the action.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
From 3 to 6 weekdays on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. All right, welcome back to the show. About 9 minutes till the hour. Good checking in with Kevin Kinder in Kansas City, covering the Big 12 tournament, women's tournament this week, men next week. And he did make reference to the fact that Arizona and Iowa State are going to be playing here, tipping at about 40 minutes. The winner of that game plays West Virginia, the Mountaineers, the women's team. Second seeded, they'll play tomorrow night at 6:30. A game's already in the books in the women's tournament at the Big 12 in Kansas City earlier today. K-State was a winner over Texas Tech in an upset, 58-51. That is the final. And BYU defeated Utah 70-52. So Arizona State and Iowa State going to get it on here in about 40 minutes. Iowa State is favored by 9.5 points. The total is 141.5. Then at 9 o'clock tonight, Kansas and Colorado will wrap up a very busy day of women's basketball at the Big 12 tournament. Men's basketball today. Obviously, the Sun Belt Conference tournament is going on. Marshall's men, they are the number 2 seed. They go all the way to the semifinals and will not play until Sunday night. But you have got some games that are going on tonight in the Sun Belt tournament. And, it's so difficult. If you're at the bottom of this league, you have to win a whole host of games to get into serious consideration to win the thing. James Madison and Southern Miss will tip in about 10 minutes. JMU, the Dukes, are favored by 2.5 points. And then Georgia Southern, that beat Old Dominion last night. The Eagles, who just shot the lights out when they beat Marshall on ESPN2 in Huntington last Friday night, they take on Arkansas State tonight. But the odds makers think that's where the road is going to stop for the Eagles. Arkansas State, the Red Wolves, are favored in this game by 7.5 points. The total is 167.5. As far as the Mountain East women's tournament is concerned, you've already got a doubleheader in the books today and 2 more games that'll be going on tonight. Earlier today, Frostburg State was a winner over West Virginia Wesleyan, 77-71. And the University of Charleston got up early and they defeated Wheeling 69-55. Now, this tournament is in Wheeling. This tournament, the Mountain East, used to be in Charleston, and before that, the old West Virginia Conference tournament was here in the capital city for decades. Tonight, in women's action, West Liberty and Glenville will get going here in about 10 minutes, and then the final game will be Fairmont State and Concord. That'll tip approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion. They've got it scheduled to go at around 8:30, and that should be about right. Baseball this afternoon. Of course, the World Baseball Classic began last night, where Australia took out Chinese Taipei in Group C play. That is in Tokyo. The United States team will play its first game tomorrow night against Brazil. That'll be at 8 o'clock, and the game is going to be on Fox. In the spring training action today, the Pirates were in Bradenton hosting the Cardinals, and the Cardinals beat the Bucks 3-2. The Reds and the Dodgers have really had a wild one in Goodyear this afternoon. That game is in the top of the 8th inning. It's gone back and forth, and the Dodgers are now on top of the Reds. That is 12-10. We've had a little bit of news today. Boy, I tell you what, we are going to have a lot of coaching changes in college basketball after the season ends, and we're starting to get some news breaking out in that front today. It looks like Penny Hardaway is not going to be back at Memphis. Memphis has been one of the most disappointing teams in college basketball this year. Also, you've had a situation where Kim English looks like he will not be returning in Providence. So those are pretty good jobs that are going to be opening up. Bobby Hurley at Arizona State most likely won't be back. And we had some other things going on in the 3 o'clock hour, and I didn't really get a chance to play some of the comments from Jeff Capel last night at Pitt. Was that Capel's swan song last night at the Pete? Will he be that may have been the last time he's going to coach a home game at the Pete, and Pitt lost last night to Florida State. So that's another job that most likely is going to be open. All right, we'll take a break and come back and wrap it up for the day in just a moment.
I was proud to be a soldier. I told the truth and got kicked out.
And so I thought to myself, I'm taking this rule down.
If you're an LGBTQ plus veteran, your memories are important too. Share your story with the Library of Congress Veterans History Project, where firsthand accounts from U.S. military veterans are preserved and made accessible for researchers and future generations. Visit loc.gov/vets to submit your stories, photographs, and documents today.
Veterans, plan ahead to ensure your loved ones are protected at the end of your life. Include a copy of your discharge papers with your will. Apply for VA life insurance. Write your healthcare decisions in a living will. Review survivor's benefits. Explore VA burial options with a pre-need application. Don't wait. Visit va.gov/plan-ahead to learn more.
What's on your to-do list? Check your mail? Get groceries? How about getting your annual vaccines? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. Because we've got you. With local vaccine events and access to transportation, protecting yourself and your loved ones is not a chore anymore.
You've got this.
A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by U.S. Aging. Funded by the U.S. Administration for Community Living through a grant to U.S. Aging. Learn more at yougotthis.usaging.org.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
Discover the WVRC Media app, your gateway to pristine audio for every WVRC radio station across West Virginia. Download it for free from the Apple or Play stores and enjoy the best music, talk, and local news from Beckley to Morgantown, Charleston to Martinsburg. Our stations are locally programmed, delivering the finest music and robust local news and sports coverage. Experience West Virginia radio like never before. The WVRC Media app. We're proud to live here, too.
The YMCA is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
I shot him. He ran over to the edge of the field. He made it about 5-10 yards out of the edge of the field and fell over there.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for today. We thank you so much for listening, sending your answers to our question of the day and more. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sports Line, well, it's on the other side. My name's Dave Weekley. I'll talk to you tomorrow, beginning at 3:06. Right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.